Her college funds get taken and given to her brother, but now they are both graduating. How does that even happen? And who actually decided what happened to that money?
They called his name first, and my parents stood up, screaming like he'd just won everything. Then they called mine. I'm Alira Voss, standing backstage at our graduation ceremony, staring at the same stage my brother just walked off. Honors cords, applause, everything that was supposed to be mine. Years ago, my parents emptied my college fund, the money I spent years saving, and handed it to him. He actually has a future, they said. And just like that, I was left behind, while he built his life using what I lost. But now we're both here. Same stage, same degree, only they don't know how I got here. A faculty member suddenly steps in front of me, lowering their voice. Before you walk, there's been an issue raised about your brother. I tighten my grip on the envelope in my hand, because I already know exactly what they found. Before we continue, please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell for updates. Behind the curtain, I can still hear my parents' voices cutting through the applause. My mom's laugh, sharp, proud. My dad calling Cale's name like it means something bigger than just a degree. They haven't even looked back here once. Not when his name was called. Not now. It's the same pattern. It's always been the same. Cale shines, they celebrate, and I adjust. The faculty member glances toward the stage, then back at me. There's hesitation in their eyes now, like they're deciding how much to say. Are you aware, they start carefully, that some financial discrepancies were reported during a routine audit? I let out a slow breath, steadying myself. Yes, I say. My voice doesn't shake. I'm surprised it doesn't, because this moment, has been building for years. Late nights going over numbers that didn't add up. Bank statements I wasn't supposed to question. Dates that didn't match the story I was told at that kitchen table. Give it to your brother. He'll do something with it. I swallow hard, my eyes drifting to the edge of the stage where Cale had stood just minutes ago, smiling, confident, untouchable. But I remember something else, too. The way he avoided my eyes this morning. The way he kept checking his phone. The way his smile slipped, just for a second, when he saw me holding this envelope. The faculty member straightens, voice firmer now. There may be a formal statement made before the ceremony concludes. A formal statement. On stage, in front of everyone. My parents, his professors, the entire graduating class. I nod once, like this is just another procedural step, like this doesn't change everything. But inside, something shifts, quiet, irreversible. Because for the first time, this isn't happening behind closed doors. Miss Voss, the announcer's voice echoes again, louder now, cutting through everything. Please proceed to the stage. The curtain parts slightly. Light spills in. I take one step forward, then pause. Not because I'm unsure, but because I can hear it now. A second voice, low and urgent, somewhere near the front row. Cale, what did you do? I can still hear my mother's voice from that night. Clear, controlled, like the decision had already been made before I even sat down. We were at the kitchen table. Same one we used for everything. Meals, bills, conversations that never really felt like conversations. My dad had his laptop open, numbers on the screen. Cale leaned against the counter, arms crossed, watching but not saying a word. Alira, my mom said, folding her hands, we need to be practical about this. Practical. That was always the word they used when something only benefited him. My dad turned the screen toward me. Your college fund, it's substantial, enough to make a real difference. I remember nodding at first. I thought they were finally acknowledging what I'd built. Years of saving, weekend shifts, tutoring, competitions I entered just for the prize money. It was mine. Then my mom said it. We're giving it to your brother. The words didn't even register at first. What? He's been accepted into a top program, she continued, calm, almost rehearsed. This is an investment. He has a future we can't risk. I looked at Kale, just once, waiting for something, anything. He didn't argue, didn't refuse, didn't even look uncomfortable. He just shrugged slightly and said, "It'll help a lot." That was it. No hesitation, no acknowledgement of what it cost me. I turned back to my parents. "You're taking my money." My dad exhaled like I was the difficult one. "We'll help you later." But later never came. And a week after that conversation, when I checked my account, the balance wasn't just transferred. It was already lower than it should have been. That number stayed in my head for years. Not the full amount I lost, but the gap, the part no one ever explained. At first, I told myself it didn't matter. They took it, gave it to Kale, end of story. I had to move on, work more hours, take night classes, figure it out without them. But every time I thought about it, something didn't sit right. So I went back. Not emotionally, literally. I logged into my old account records, digging through archive statements I hadn't touched in years. Dates, transfers, timestamps, line by line. And that's when I saw it. 3 separate withdrawals, all made before the day my parents sat me down. Not small ones either. Enough to explain exactly why the final transfer looked incomplete. My chest tightened as I zoomed in on the authorization details. There it was, a name listed under account access history. Not mine, not my parents. Kale Voss.
If his name was already on their account before they even told me, was this already their decision or was he already taking it?
I remember just staring at it, waiting for it to make sense. Because according to everything I'd been told, he wasn't even supposed to touch that account. But the dates didn't lie. He had access before they told me anything, before they asked, before they took it. Which meant one thing. That night at the kitchen table, it wasn't a decision. It was a cover. And suddenly, every memory of him, every shrug, every silence felt different, calculated. Back in the present, I step closer to the stage as the applause fades. And for the first time, I'm not wondering if he knew. I'm wondering how far it actually went. The stage lights hit harder than I expect. For a second, everything feels too bright, too exposed, like there's nowhere left to hide anything. I walk forward anyway. Kale is already off to the side with the other graduates, but he's not celebrating. He's standing stiff, jaw tight, eyes flicking between the faculty table and the front row, where our parents sit. I follow his gaze. My mom isn't smiling anymore. She's leaning toward him, whispering something sharp, urgent. My dad's posture has changed too, rigid, confused, scanning the stage like he's trying to piece something together that doesn't make sense yet. Good. Because it never made sense to me either. The dean hands me my diploma, but his grip lingers for half a second too long. His expression isn't just formal, it's measured. "Please remain nearby," he says quietly. Not congratulations, not well done, remain nearby. Behind him, 2 staff members are speaking in low voices, one of them holding a thin, sealed folder. I recognize the format immediately, official documentation, not ceremony-related. My pulse steadies instead of racing. This is it. I glance back at Kale again. This time, he meets my eyes, and there's no confidence left there. Only one question. What do you know? The announcer steps up to the microphone again, clearing their throat. The room begins to quiet, confusion rippling through the audience. Then the words land, precise and heavy. Before we proceed further, the university needs to address a matter concerning academic and financial integrity. And just like that, every eye in the room shifts. The silence that follows isn't confused anymore. It's sharp, focused. The announcer steps back and the dean moves forward, holding that same sealed folder I noticed seconds ago. He opens it carefully, like every movement matters. This matter concerns graduate Kale Voss. A ripple moves through the crowd, whispers, shifting bodies, heads turning toward him. Kale doesn't move. The dean continues, voice steady. During a routine audit of financial aid and scholarship eligibility, discrepancies were identified in reported assets and account activity tied to Mr. Voss. My mom shakes her head immediately, already whispering, "There's a mistake." My dad leans forward, eyes locked on the stage. But the dean doesn't stop. Further investigation revealed unauthorized access and withdrawal activity from a privately held education fund prior to its declared transfer. There it is, not hidden, not softened, exposed. I step forward before I can second guess it. My heels echo against the stage as I reach the podium, not to interrupt, but to finish it. "I have documentation," I say, holding up the envelope. Every sound in the room dies. The dean nods once, giving me space. I open it with steady hands, pulling out the records I memorized years ago. Dates, authorization logs, access history, I continue. The account was mine. The withdrawals started before my parents ever told me they were giving it away. I don't look at Cale yet, not until I say his name. He added himself to the account. A sharp inhale cuts through the audience. Now I look at him. And for the first time in my life, he doesn't have anything to stand on. His mouth opens slightly, like he's about to explain, but nothing comes out. The dean takes the documents from me, scanning them briefly before closing the folder again. "Effective immediately," he says, turning back to the audience. "Mr. Voss's degree and academic honors are suspended pending full investigation. This may include revocation." Gasps, audible, undeniable. My mom stands up halfway, her voice breaking. "Cale, say something!" But he doesn't, because there isn't anything left to say. The version of him they believed in, the one worth investing everything in, collapses right there on that stage. Slowly, the attention shifts, from him to me. The dean's tone softens slightly. "Miss Voss completed her academic program independently, without declared support from this fund. Her record stands in full. No applause this time, just something heavier, recognition." I step back, letting the moment settle, then walk off the stage without looking at my parents. They catch up to me outside the auditorium. "Alira, wait," my dad calls, his voice unsteady now. I turn, just enough to face them. Up close, they don't look certain anymore, not confident, not justified, just wrong. I take one copy of the documents from the envelope and hand it to them. "You chose who you believed in," I say, calm even. "This is what that choice built." My mom's hands tremble as she takes it. I don't stay to hear what they say next. Across the courtyard, a group of faculty members are waiting. One of them gestures for me to come over. Opportunities, conversations, a future no one handed to me. I walk toward them without hesitation. And this time, it's mine.
Now think about it. How many decisions like that get taken quietly, with paperwork no one questions? And if it happened once, what makes you think it wouldn't happen again?